Welcome back to Cocktails with the Queens. Wow, I told you we have a hot show for y'all tonight. And now joining us is a cast member, well, the cast member that everybody's talking about from the Real Housewives of Potomac. We have Monique Samuels. Welcome to the show.
Hey.
Hey, Monique, girl.
Girl, everybody and their mama talking about you. They done been on the show talking about you. Let's just get right to the meat and talk about the buzz that's still surrounding the fight that you had, you and Candiace. How did that argue?
Oh, that's who this is. Oh, yeah, girl, you gotta spill the tea. Yes.
What happened? Girl, what happened?
I heard a lot about you, girl, but go ahead.
Tell me where you want me to start. It's a lot. It's almost like two shows happening at one time. People are confused as to why I was even upset with Candiace in the very beginning. And then there's the fight. So I'm gonna just start from the very beginning. Candiace invited a person to her initial all cast event, which was the anniversary party. This person she knows I have beef with, and Candiace is supposed to be my friend. This person has helped facilitate rumors that were very nasty. And I'm not talking about the rumor that Gizelle said on camera, which was the cheating with the trainer. That was not the rumor. So when I see this person, the first thing I think is, wow, Candiace, you just invited all of this nastiness to our show, knowing what her intentions were. The rumor that this person was helping to facilitate was that my miscarriage was an abortion, that my son who I was carrying while I was pregnant was not my husband's, but a trainer, which is a bunch of BS. So for Candiace to sit back and act like she's so confused as to why I was upset that she would bring Charisse around is bogus, because she's the one that gave the person who started all this mess Charisse's phone number. That has nothing to do with why the fight escalated to the point that it did. And if the fight was premeditated, trust me, the person that I would have went after would not have been Candiace. There was this whole plot that was set out. Candiace went on Instagram Live a few weeks ago and exposed all of those ladies who were trying to plot and bring this story to the show. Gizelle was one of them. Robyn supposedly was there. Candiace was there. The statement that was made was, we want to bring this tea to the show. Candiace says, well, that's not going to fly because the baby looks just like Chris. You have to come from a different angle. What friend is participating in a conversation like this and then doesn't come back and give me a heads up? Doesn't tell me anything. The only reason I know is because Karen Huger came and told me. And then I confronted Candiace about it. She admitted everything that was said and what happened. A few weeks later, we start filming. The first person that I see is Charisse. So that is the story that has not been told, because the women know how nasty it is. You're coming after an innocent child and you're trying to tear up a whole Black family, all for what? For TV and for storyline. Now, when it comes to the fight itself, I take responsibility for my actions. I should not have popped her hair. I should not have touched her. I've said that over and over again in interviews. That's been very clear. I accept full responsibility for my actions. I did give her a warning when she got too close to me, and I said, back up. She said, what you gonna do? You gonna drag me? And then it all went downhill from there.
You just gave her what she was asking for then, huh, girl?
Listen, I am not a person that would just want to resort to fighting. I definitely had a moment where it was a lot of pressure on me and I completely snapped. Candiace got it for a lot of things that she did not even deserve. So that fight should not have been with her. It shouldn't have been with anybody. No one should ever be able to take me outside of my comfort zone and have me do anything and respond in that way to get physical. So
I heard you said that it's been said that it wasn't really about her. You have had a lot of traumas in your life, a lot of things that were issues for you, and that moment, it all came out in that moment, which is so important for us to deal with our issues. But as Black women, we are carrying around a lot of stuff that a lot of times we just got to take the L. So is that true? Is there some truth to that?
It's absolutely true. I was bullied as a child. I had triggers from family members with the hands in my face, which you'll see as the season goes on. Those were some things that I had talked about with my therapist that I did not realize were triggers for me. The hands too close to the face was a huge one. With all that being said, still, I made it a mission to really figure out what the issues were and why I responded that way. And I wanted to get down to the bottom of it, to the point that I asked to be released from my contract. That's how important it was for me to really work on this. I didn't take it lightly. I didn't make it storyline. It wasn't about TV. It was about me really trying to figure out within myself what I need to work on as a Black woman, as a mother of 3 kids, as a wife to my husband. And that's what I did.
A lot of the viewers even responded and said that Candiace was not the victim. I mean, what do you feel about that situation?
I feel as though the fight was definitely 50-50. I felt like we brought things to the table that night that caused that fight to happen. So
have you all talked since?
No, and actually when I tried out to her, she got legal. So a week after the fight, she had an attorney reach out to me saying that he wanted to pursue civil action and file a complaint. I then had to lawyer up, and then my lawyer and her lawyer talked back and forth. My attorney kept asking, can we have mediation? I feel like these women are co-workers. They're also friends first. And I feel like this can be resolved without going down the legal road. And my attorney asked several times, can we please mediate? They refused. Her attorney responded and said, well, we're going to sue her for millions and Bravo's going to capture it all. That was what his response was. So it can't.
All about TV, huh?
Oh, wow. Well, now that you've had this fight, first of all, I identify with this. I went through this exact same thing on R&B Divas, so I know a little bit about, I'm like having flashbacks as you're talking. Mm-hmm. I understand the trigger thing. And I too was bullied as a child. And, a lot of times, it made me at that point in my life, like, you just be wishing somebody would say something, you knock all their teeth out. So I understand that whole energy. And then too, just, sometimes about your, where you're from, your upbringing, there's certain triggers. However, moving forward, what's now? Who are you as a Black woman? How do you fix this? How do you smooth this over and still be on Housewives of Potomac? And then try, how do you move forward with your own self?
Yes. So the way that I move forward, like I said, it's all about the journey. I've been in therapy. I'm still in therapy. I know what my triggers are. I had to ensure that something like this will never happen again. And that's exactly what I did. I took this very seriously. It was a tough road. What you see right now is a person who has healed and who has moved forward. And there will be a conversation. That conversation, unfortunately, has to happen at the reunion, because I will not be in a position where I'm one-on-one with her, because a lot of things transpired even after the fact. And honestly, I do not feel that she has healed, and she's very unpredictable. So while people might look at me and say, oh, well, you got physical first, she is a person who not only waved butter knives in people's faces to the point where it could have cut the child in the face, but she also hit me with a glass and was then trying repeatedly to hit me with broken glasses, which is why during the fight, I had to keep holding her down. I had to make sure that she wasn't going to hit me again with the glass. So there's a lot that's going on, but I will have my moment at reunion to speak to her face to face. And that's what I look forward to, because I did try to reach out and she didn't want to hear what I had to say. She wanted to get money.
Well, Monique, I like the way that you're speaking and standing up for yourself. I will say that because you guys, with reality TV nowadays, you get such a bad rep. So I do hope that you get that opportunity on the reunion to be able to, get what you need to get out of that. I want to move into something more positive, because I do want people to know that you have some greatness going on. Speaking of motherhood, because you said you are a mother of 3, and you are a founder of the Not for Lazy Moms, which is a community of millennial mothers. And so for me and us being, the queens and being older and more mature, there is a huge difference in the way that we do things and the way that you guys as millennials do that. And so hooray to you, and bravo, no pun intended, to you for, being the founder of this. But what can you tell us about your
foundation?
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
I started Not for Lazy Moms as a way for women to share. That was one thing that I noticed when I had my first son, is that I did not know a lot. And my elders did not share those tips and tricks on how they survived being a parent. So I started this community so that women could feel that they're not alone. If you're struggling and you are just about to be at your wits' end with your children, just know that you're not alone. We all struggle. And the fact that we're able to share that in this community has really helped a lot of people. And surprisingly, I get a lot of people who are grandparents, who are not even parents at all, who come to the community, and they're very excited to share their story and learn some things and look forward to parenthood in the future. So it started as a website, and then now it's a podcast. And now we have a publishing house, which I featured my first book, It's potty training mommy and daddy. It's a guide for starting infant potty training as soon as 6 months old. So we are moving and grooving, and the community is growing. So I'm really excited.
Monique, I'm glad we got to touch upon that, because I don't like when you do something on reality TV. I've been on it for a year, and it's like, you can have this extensive resume and have all these accomplishments. And if you have one ugly moment, your life gets reduced to that one moment, and you're so much more than that. And I want it to be fair. I know we've been dragging this out for many weeks. We've had other cast members, and we needed to have both sides on here to bookend this conversation. And I'm glad that you took responsibility and you said it's 50-50. You didn't blame her. You didn't blame I think that's a very mature way of going about it. And I hope y'all work it out. I really do. But thank you for coming on here and talking about that and admitting you had other things going on. It's not just that moment. And I think that's something that probably a lot of us are dealing with all the things that have happened in our past and present. I think it's a very real thing to say. So I want to thank you for coming on the show and discussing that.
We appreciate you coming. Thank you.
And we look forward to the reunion
Yes,
honey. Yes.
Be calm at the reunion, Monique. Be calm and tap into your healing.
Right.
Whoever is the most emotional loses. Remember that on that reunion. So I want to thank Monique Samuels for joining us, and also Ice Cube. And I appreciate everybody watching us on the Foxhole app and tuning in every week and making the show the success it is. So on that note, ladies, we got to wrap this show.
Till next Monday.
Ladies.